And Guru in the house, back with another bang on video. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've got more news about Arsenal for you guys, so make sure you subscribe and be a part of this community. Well, I really want to say to you guys that these is really a tough times for every Arsenal fan. I agree, but the most toughest part is to ask every Arsenal fans to keep everything together. Support the club no matter what. But it looks like supporting the club means not supporting the gaffer, not supporting certain players. That may be subjective, but it is quite naive to not back a gaffer in the toughest times. But still, let's move on. The first news that actually comes our way: the fastest Arsenal player to score 50 goals for Arsenal, while Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is the fastest to reach with 78 games. He's faster than Ian Wright, Thierry Henry, and Dennis Bergkamp. Is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang underrated? Let me know in the comments. Well, the next thing is all about Arsenal's major defensive downturn has actually started since 2015-2016. Well, in 2015-2016, they had 11.9 shots faced per 90 game. That was better in 2016-17, and it was still going better. But in 2018-2019, it was 13.1. In 2019-20, it is 16.3. Worse in terms of the way things are going out. But still, moving on. Well, Nicholas Bentner's both sides new book that he's actually launched, it is actually opening up a lot of secrets. Well, in that about Mesut Ozil, it is mentioned that he was a party animal who loved ladies, and knew how to fire it in nightclubs. Well, he says the Germans Lukas Podolski and Mesut Ozil have also joined. Ozil is a game distributor and should have been at odds with Real Madrid because he was partying too much. He denies that, of course. On his second day at Arsenal, he visits me for training. He says, I hear you are the go-to guy if you want to look around in the nightlife. It's not entirely wrong, I reply. Without going into detail, you can safely say that there is something about the talk. Ozil is a bachelor, and during his first week in London, we take the trip 3 times. He does not act crazy or particularly demanding when he's out, but he knows how to fire it, and like so many others, he loves ladies. Well, the next news that's coming our way is Paul Merson has urged Arsenal to replace Unai Emery with Brendan Rodgers, and he's also in the bandwagon of Emery out. Well, here's what Paul Merson has to say. I read somewhere that Unai Emery was pleased with how Arsenal's one-all draw with Wolves panned out from a tactical perspective. If letting Wolves have 24 shots on goal was what he wanted, then yes, it went to plan. But when you consider that was the most shots Arsenal have faced in a Premier League game since moving to the Emirates, I doubt whether that was his intention. That came after Arsenal conceded 31 shots away from at Watford, who are rock bottom of the Premier League. That is some doing. Emery is struggling, and with the trip to Leicester on Saturday, he will do well to keep hold of his job if that goes against him. The gap is already 6 points to fourth, and Arsenal are in a situation where they can realistically only afford to lose 2 more games this season to keep pace with teams ahead of them. And to make matters worse, the fans are turning, they are booing, making decisions, and chanting, "You don't know what you're doing." That's not good, especially ahead of the 2 week international break, a break in which Emery's position will be under threat if they fall to the Foxes. He also added, Leicester have been outstanding. They have an unbelievable manager. Brendan Rodgers has improved every single player at his disposal. He's getting a tune out of every single player. It's incredible. If they beat Arsenal on Saturday, they will be in the driving seat for the top 4. Well, not only this, well, also there's a report stating that Arsenal are reportedly expected to step up efforts to hire Jose Mourinho. Well, I really don't believe in these kind of things completely. Well, talking about the team news, well, the team has already left to Portugal, and the training session actually happened really good. Everyone was behind the players that actually joined in. Well, Shaka also trained, but did not travel to Liverpool. Yes, but in the training he looked really good. Callum Chambers, Rob Holding, everyone began the session. Emil Smith Rowe, Reece Nelson were present. Well, the players that were present during the training on Tuesday, that is Leno, Martinez, Bellerin, Chambers, Holding, Socrates, Mustafi, Luis, Tierney, Kolasinac, Maitland Niles, Genduzi, Shaka, Willock, Torreira, Ceballos, Ozil, Smith Rowe, Nelson, Saka, Lacazette, Aubameyang, Pepe, and Martinelli. Well, next news that's coming our way, Fabio Capello sends message to Massimiliano Allegri amid Tottenham, Manchester United, and Arsenal links. Capello says he'd be a good fit at Bayern Munich, although I don't know how welcome Italians are in Germany after Ancelotti. England's exciting. There's the possibility of working well in the Premier League as a championship that enriches you. If I was Allegri, I'd go to Manchester. Wow, that's lovely. That's a really good thing. Well, Allegri actually hasn't commented publicly on rumors of his fate, where he'll be joining next. But since he was, since he left UA, he said this: certainly, I will go abroad. In Italy, finished. and I will take a year off to recharge the batteries and take my personal life back in hand. That's exactly what he said. Well, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang has an agreement with Arsenal that if he wants to leave, that they will evaluate any offers that come in, with the Gunners demanding £72 million in that scenario. And Jose Mourinho is extremely interested in the Arsenal Football Club job. The squad is attractive to him. He has been asking people he trusts within the game about whether he should opt for Arsenal rather than Real Madrid, and they advised him to do so. Well, I don't believe the source of this thing, but still, if you guys wanted something, you got something. Also, cold-blooded, ambitious on the ball, and already learning English, William Saliba will be the weight that Arsenal were actually doing. Well, here's Arsenal's last 18 games in the Premier League: 6 wins, 6 draws, and 6 losses. Well, I'll just keep this in front of you guys. Well, here's something that I actually wanted to post, but I've got the time to do it. Well, Verona actually banned Ultra for 11 years. They banned their leader Luca Castellini for 11 years after he claimed that Mario Balotelli will never be completely Italian. Well, Verona said that his comments were against the ethical principles and values of our club, and probably the best decisions. But I don't know. I mean, Italy is a real place for these kind of racist heavens. I mean, these guys are really pathetic. They don't know how to behave, and they don't understand that racism has no place in football or anywhere in the world. In whatever sport you talk about, in whatever thing that people do, racism has no spot at all. Well, these are the news of the day. I hope you enjoyed whatever came your way. All the news and views come on this channel every single day. So if you're an Arsenal fan, make sure you subscribe and be a part of this community. I will see you in my next video. Until then, cheers.